All righty, we are live. We'll wait a little bit to get some more people in here, but wanted to have Joe at Mexico Dumpsters here on the stream. We talked last week a little bit in the live stream about my logo. Joe was in the comments. We talked a little bit about his the process of what a logo kind of can morph into, how it kind of adapts and changes into what you want it to be. I briefly talked about mine that I have not been happy with my logo since day one, very honestly. And the truth is, I didn't know what I even wanted. I didn't know what I wanted it to look like. It is what it is when it came to that. So since then, finally, my journey, as with anybody else, it's going to look different. Everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different, and what you want to present to the world. And so we've got Joe on here. Appreciate you for coming on here. And
how we doing, everybody?
Yeah, we should hopefully be able to.
Dan promised me 1,000 concurrent viewers, and I know he's been streaming a lot. So don't let me down, Dan.
Well, yeah, we'll see how that goes. We got Turtles Dumpsters here. Can't wait to see it. We've got his logos going on. We've got my new logo, and it's going to be an exciting time.
Are we actually unveil your logo tonight, Dan?
We are.
Are you going to give the people what they want?
I don't know if they want it, but they're going to get something. It should be interesting. So, if we got 3 people here, so we're marching our way up to that 1,000.
Technically, I think I might be one of them because my cell phone's open at the moment. So.
Okay.
We're hanging out with Turtle. How you doing, Turtle?
Oh man. By the way, if anybody would like to, and maybe this is a can of worms to do right now, but if anybody wanted to send in their logo that they're not proud of or something, send it as a PDF. We have found out from this live stream. If you have a PDF version, send it to me, contact@helperdumpsterrentals.com, and we will pull it up on stream if we have time at the end. If not, then I'll just look at your logo and admire it and see how it goes. But
so I think we might have ran into another problem, Dan. I just tried to upload a second file, and it's just like I think I've reached my cap. So even though I deleted the second one, I can't replace it necessarily. At least that's what it appears on my end right now. Maybe I'll like draw them out on a whiteboard or something behind me. But you can't. If I were to zip another file over to you, would you be able to do the whole batch in there?
If it's PDF, yeah.
Because I just zipped. I zipped the file again. So maybe that'll do it. Yeah, give me just a second.
Awesome. We are mastering the technology here.
Yeah, we're looking bad for the youth. We're looking like the old men that we are not. We are young men. But we are looking like we're not. All right. Let's see here. All right. I am sending that over to your email now. Hopefully you will get that in just a moment, and then you can upload as you go, and we can.
Awesome. If I can drag and drop, that would be even more delicious.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that kind to you. Doesn't seem like StreamYards really wants you.
Yeah, they're kind of pushing me away. I'm getting a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. This has not been a pleasant experience so far. And maybe I don't have the top version. I'm paying for it, but I might not have. Oh no, he's gone. What happened? I will see if we can get them back. Well, he should still have the old. Oh, there he is. Oh, all right.
So I think I was trying to log in right there. I didn't think it was going to kick me out. I thought it would just log me into my account and see if maybe that would let me do uploading on my end. But
gotcha. Okay. All righty. Let me see if that I'll refresh. Oh, there we go. Zip file, PDF.
Yep.
Awesome.
So what else is new with you, Dan? You've had some busy work this last week?
Yeah. It was interesting. Last week I had 5 days, and with having 6 cans and then some dump trailers, I had 2 drop-offs every day for I think 4 or 5 days straight, and being able to see that level of consistency. Normally it's 4 dumpsters one day, 2 the next, nothing, and
Sure.
and kind of going through that. So that was interesting recently to see that level of consistency. I've had an interesting situation with. I've got a video already recorded, but going to talk about that. But some interesting situations that have come up. So
yeah, I remember I told you the other day that July was starting off a little finicky because I had a phenomenal June. And then Monday morning, I started pulling in all my dumpsters, and I didn't have a lot of homes to bring them. And the first went by without one order, and I was like, "All right, the ebb and the flow of the business always causing panic." And then today, I booked 5 dumpsters just sitting in my.
Ooh,
it was just like, yeah. So it's funny. It's just always playing with your emotions. It's never like make every time I feel like a rock star, it just punches me right in the face real fast, sets me back in line, and then goes, "All right, I'll give it back to you. You've been working hard,
You feel the squeeze, and then you get a little bit of release, like, okay.
Well, this, it's like the guys that have a primary job and are just doing this for fun on the weekends or a little bit of beer money. It's a different thing when you're the sole provider for a family of 5, and I got a dog. She got to eat too. So yeah, it's just that you feel a lot more of that weight on the shoulders. So
absolutely,
yeah, was quite a refreshing day though. It'll put a smile on your face, just sitting there getting calls back to back. And they were one guy ordered 2 dumpsters for 2 different projects, but other than that, it was 4 people that did it. It wasn't like one guy booked 5 dumpsters, so that was nice too, getting that phone to ring and getting a little bit of that July juice back in there.
Bro, let's go.
For sure.
I'll have to get. Yeah, I think historically for me, the June is just a hair below July. So I am anticipating July to be a little bit of a bump, and I'm hoping, praying for a bigger bump than normal. Just with momentum. So
sure.
Here we go. I am getting the the goods over here. So
they're uploading.
They are.
But surely.
And I am able to drag and drop. Dude, or I say that, but it, yeah. Dude. Okay, well, are you serious? Computer, here we go. Here we go. To logo. Okay, so that's okay. So I have to do it that way. It says that I can drag and drop, but it's pulling a goof on me. All right. Sweet. Okay. your. Do you want to start with your logo?
My backstory,
Your backstory, please.
My logo origin story.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah. So my first ever logo, I didn't really know what I wanted. I just, I was one truck with a dump trailer. I think I was shopping for my first logo before I even bought dump trailer number 2 and 3. So I just had no idea of anything. Didn't have like any budget at all to speak of. And I heard about Fiverr, so I just hopped on there, paid a guy $50 and just said, shoot me a couple things over. So the first logo that I sent you, which is the little trash truck. I don't know if you're able to pull that up on the screen. I actually really like it, and I still honestly like some version of that is still cool to me. But it did also have like a super basic, not very, it's not very longevity brand worthy, right? Like if you worked it really hard, you could get something out of it but it's just, it didn't have that like flair that I wanted to establish like a long-term brand on. He also, so one of the cooler things I will say in all respect to the Fiverr side of things is if you have no idea what you want, and you don't want to spend a bunch of money, I actually found it very useful to just shoot the top rated whatever guy $50 and have him send me a few ideas. And I ended up doing that 3 different times essentially throughout the span of the business. I have now gotten the raccoon, Mad Max, the trash panda. I've now gotten him to a point where I really like him. And I think from this point, I'm going to invest real money into someone who can either like a really good tattoo artist that can draw, or, some kind of really good quality graphic designer that can kind of animate that and run with the spirit of it. But just to kind of find your vibe and to save the money up front, I think it was actually a good move. So you'll end up spending $150 on like the cheapest human graphic artist that lives in the States. And that's, like, I hope that the one thing that they push back out to me is even somewhat decent. At least with Fiverr and $50, like you can get 9 shots at something that's like, not terrible. And then I ended up doing it the first time he sent me. I don't know if you can flip through any of the other slides from the outdated folder.
Second one? Is it,
yeah, just you can. Well, that's the one I ended up doing. I would say round 2. So there's that whole outdated folder that had like 17 different slides to it. It doesn't really matter. But essentially, he sent me a bunch of different versions. I actually wasn't Max Code Dumpster Rentals at that point in those first slides that you're going to go back to. I was Maxco Trailer Services and then turned that into Maxco Total Solutions at some point, but those names didn't stick very long. Trailer Services was the first rendition of the business. And after establishing and kind of researching, realizing how much easier it is to do SEO work, for example, on, dumpster rentals or dumpster services or something along those lines, I backed away from the trailer thing. But yeah, he sent me a bunch of little trucks and little, dumpster truck and trailer this and kind of whatever you see in there you can flip through, nothing real in particular. But I ended up going with the one we showed up front. Let's see. Can I throw one up? Go to outdated 6. So that's the one that we settled on, just with a different green shade by the end of it.
Six. There we go.
Yeah, that guy. So yeah, that was my round 1. And I did like that because I also got to drop the trailer services before I did a full rebrand. I just went with the Maxco and the little trash truck. I probably had that for 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months before I went into round 2, which is the one that says Maxco Dumpster Rentals, has the big shield. I did the same exact thing. I went on Fiverr. I paid a guy $50. He sent me back the Maxco Dumpster Rentals that you pulled up. And there's another one that Do you see the one that says it looks like a dump trailer written into Maxco? It's.
You happen to know which number?
Let me see if I can tell you what the file name is. Um, Logo 2 unused. I don't know if you can. It's number 3, not the
outdated 3.
No, not the outdated, but the Maxco logo, the one that starts with the number 3. It's the file name is 3.maxco logo 2 unused.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the word Maxco with a dump trailer written into the X.
2 unused. There we go.
Yeah, sorry guys. Me and Dan did not practice this in advance, so we're flying on the cuff here.
Very, very difficult process as well. So,
and Dan got so hot in the summer heat that he lit his truck on fire, and he was dealing with that in the afternoon. But yeah, so when the one that ultimately got done with the shield, he had sent me back this, and he had sent me back the other one with the shield. I like the shield one a little bit more, although this did have potential. But yeah, this is the one I ended up settling on. I actually branded this, real nice stickers, got those put on the dump trailer. That not this one, but the shield one. Yeah, I think that one had potential when I was just a dump trailer operation, but I liked moving into the roll-offs anyway. And the other thing I always got with this shield one was the you don't have a trash truck. It was like, all right, yeah, but I mean, you look at it, you associate truck, trash, dumpster rentals, life is good.
Yep.
But you know, it's when you look at it, it's nothing but simple clip art type stuff thrown together, but it doesn't look terrible. It got me kind of moving. And at the end of the day, I didn't buy a lot of branded gear with any of these first renditions of logos. This was just like, I want some recognizable thing that can be put on a dumpster. So when it's in a driveway, I can take a picture and post it on social media. And at least it looks somewhat professional. It doesn't look like just another guy with a dump trailer renting it on the weekend. Like, this is actually the business that he is trying to run. So I actually ran with that one for quite a while. I probably adopted the raccoon in maybe January, February of last year. So I've had it for about 1.5 years now, been in business about 2.5 years. So yeah, it makes sense. And now that is because that's what I'm moving forward with, right? I might have altered versions of it. It might not look exactly like it does today, but for the foreseeable future, you'll be able to see the Trash Panda and associate it with the brand Maxco. And, you know, that's kind of the path that I'm taking forward now with that one. So I do have kind of long-term plans, which is one of the cooler aspects of doing like a mascot logo, is I can now take that Trash Panda concept and do 100 different emotions with it. I could put, you know, an American flag in his hand, and there's my 4th of July post. You know, it's like there is so much that the brand can kind of pull it together. Stream your duck. Oh. There's so much that the brand can pull together with that logo that's not like you know, your typical dumpster business logo that's like a truck or something along those lines, where you can do a couple things to tweak it, but it lacks like the personality that something like the Trash Panda. I've seen, you know, like the birds and stuff like that on the subject. What's up, Tribido? How you doing, brother?
Did you, if I can ask a question, so was, you know, the Trash Panda, you know, was that the only an actual animal? Was there any other thought of using different elements rather than, instead of just using a picture of a dumpster and different things? Was there any other thoughts, or did you know at a certain point as you're kind of changing things up that you wanted to go this route? Was there anything else on the table when kind of going through that?
So I can't remember 100% the origin of me doing the raccoon, but I know I use Canva, and like I do a lot of editing inside Canva, so I'll throw together a lot of graphics and stuff like that. And I want to say it started with me doing like a marketing thing where I was going to do footprints next to a dumpster. So I was looking up like raccoon footprints, and then, next thing I'm looking at scratch marks, and then the next thing I found a head which is that head basically exactly how it is, right there. And I was like, that I kind of like the way he's looking at me right now. It just kind of like grabbed me right in that moment.
Sure.
And so I found the tail, I found the hands, I made the little sign thing to go in the center, and I Frankensteined like a concept to what I wanted, because I'm not a graphic designer. It's like I can make a fifth grader look like a little child, but to a graphic designer, I look like the fifth grader. You know what I'm saying? So I once again hired a guy on Fiverr, which was kind of funny. But in this case, now it was more like, this is the design. Take my Frankenstein pieces and just make it look like one whole thing. And he did a pretty decent job. He got, gave the shoulders, kind of wrapped the hands a little bit around the lettering, which I've now had to do a lot more to it myself to kind of get everything how I wanted it perfectly. But he got close enough. He added the green outline around it, which I think ties it in real well. And yeah, so the no, I didn't like go into it thinking, oh, I want an animal, and that happened to be the animal. But a little bit of backstory. I end up actually when I say I live on a swamp, you're going to get a different image than the reality of the situation. But my backyard is literally like hundreds of cypress trees on a drier section of a swamp. But this swamp is kind of like the centerpiece of a community. So it's not like I'm on the bayou, grabbing shrimps, but
sure.
Technically I literally live on a swamp. So we get raccoons all the time that are knocking over trash cans and trying to steal all your food. And, just like it fit a lot of things all at one time. It just like, I think a lot of things in life will eventually find their way to you. And it just kind of feels like the logo was meant to be,
Is in Florida, is that, are raccoons like that? I mean,
they're pretty popular.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of raccoons in Florida. So seeing a raccoon on a big, oh dear.
Yeah, no. Well, raccoons are associated with rummaging through your trash. Right. So I don't know if that's like maybe that's a more of a southern thought process than other parts of the country. I don't know if you guys really deal with it like we do, but yeah, raccoons are like, when you think trash cans, you think of raccoons rummaging through your trash. Like that's just a part of living where I live. Gotcha. Actually, on a sad note, we lost a soldier. Actually, it's probably been a year by now, but Brock tagged me in a post one time on the Dumpster 101 page, and there was a raccoon had climbed in one of his cans and didn't make it out. So he, came back to pick up the dumpster, and it's just it had taken the final ride.
So I at my old storage placement, I guess, on the other end of the storage yard that I have. There was was it a squirrel or a rabbit or something? I can't, it might've been a cat, but it was just after getting my 20-yard cans, and 20-yard cans are pretty decently tall. And so this cat, I roll up and I hear it as I'm backing up to it, about to pick it up. And I'm like, oh dear. I can't open the door because it's real close to the back fence.
You're lucky it wasn't a deer.
Well, I would have a lot more questions if that happened.
That'd be way worse than a cat.
But I was like, dude, okay, so I'm going to tip this thing, open the door, and this thing just was freaking out. Seeing me, knowing I was there, it was jumping.
It's immediately cornered.
And then falling down. It tried so many times, and finally it made it before I was able to drag the dumpster forward a little bit and then open the door. Yeah. It was already gone. I was like, craziness. But yeah, cool. Awesome. So throughout this process, did you feel like pressure from yourself to keep adapting, keep changing it? Or did you feel like a natural progression of, you have a new idea, a new thought, was it just like I don't know, a simple process of knowing now I have more of a clue of what the target, could be, and it just felt right? Or how did that work for you?
So I started this business in a state of chaos, right? So I didn't like sit down and write out a business plan and say 5 years from now I'm going to start a dumpster company. So I was very much so like, let's just hit the ground running, buy the trailer, get the insurance, get the logo, get a dumpster rented, start making some money. It's like I didn't have enough time to sit on the ideas very long.
Sure.
It was like a state of I need to learn every single thing humanly possible as quickly as possible, and minimize the amount of mistakes I made along the way, but also realize that there is a lot of lost money and energy in overthinking and trying to be perfect the first time. If you just make decisions, and obviously you have to have a decent head on your shoulders, you can't just make crazy decisions all the time. But if you're intentional about what you're doing and you don't sit on things for an eternity and just make the decision and own it, I think naturally things will eventually find themselves in the right path, right?
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think at the end of the day, it just everything kind of over time clicks, and eventually you're going to find that one thing that you really like and refine it, right?
Hmm.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah. I mean, do you think your new logo is going to be your forever logo, or do you think there's
No,
going to be? Yeah, exactly.
no,
Right.
definitely. But for me, the process, and I unfortunately I don't have a PDF of my old logo. Oh, I guess I could share my screen and pull up the. I should have thought of that. You know, the new logo is the foundation, like you were talking about, the foundation of what you want to build off of for the future.
For sure.
I'm super thrilled. I'm so excited. Uh, I mean, it's not. I mean, life changing, but it's for the first time in my business. It's something that I love it. I want it. Um, I'm proud to show it off, and
Well, I mean,
it
like
will
you
be
were.
something to build off of for the future, and that is in itself new for me. Actually having an opinion on it. So
Yeah. I think like what you were saying last week where it was you're currently not even using dump trailers and your logo is a dump trailer.
right.
It's like showing up to the basketball game in your baseball uniform. It's just like what are we doing here, right?
Well,
So,
and the thing was, it worked well enough
sure. Yeah,
for me
you
for the
still look like an
first
athlete.
for
You're just
for
in the
the
wrong
first
stadium.
for the first. Now the timeline's fuzzy in my mind, but
Yeah, no, I get it.
it's been over 2 years that I didn't even have a roll off anything, and I just had dump trailers. And so it worked. It fit for that. It still wasn't even matching what my dump trailers looked like, but it worked well enough for then. And then as I finally got the roll off truck and the 10-yard cans, and then we got the 20s, the 15s, slowly but surely the squeeze in my mind of this doesn't fit me. This isn't right. Something has to change. I don't know where to go. I don't even know what I want, but I know something has to happen. And so I need to be. I was honestly, I use Chat GPT for their logo maker stuff, asking questions. I described what my business I want it to look like, what my intentions are, or just all this stuff. Can you sum all of this up into a few words? Can you, obviously the name of the business, Helper Dumpster Rentals, but can we put this into a theme and put this into a picture? And so I
Sure.
using Chat GPT, I think I even thought of well, I'll say that in a minute, but just a lot of just, I don't know what I like yet, but if I see something that I do like, I'll be able to point it out.
Sure.
And so that took a while. And then I was able to take actually several different different things from ChatGPT, actually an insurance company, kind of a thing of all companies to get inspiration from, and a few other things that and ideas. I literally handed that all to a buddy from high school who is a graphic designer. He actually worked at a place, I think last year, that I was considering using and getting some pricing from. They never followed up, and at the time, I didn't either. And I think it was for the best in the end. But he actually worked there, and he left. And he had posted during the wintertime, hey, if anybody has any graphic design work that you need done, I'm your guy. I'm unemployed. And I was like, let's talk right now. And so we've been going back and forth. It's been a slow process. Honestly, going back and forth, talking about this and that. Really, I think overthinking some of the stuff. But to finally be to where it's at now, I'm super excited. So I am going to show the old logo just because I think it'll actually pull up, and we can sort of compare. It's no comparison, but let's see. If I can. Right now, I'm I'm on my webcam on my old computer because the new computer has had some other shenanigans I've got to figure out when it comes to streaming here. But okay, here we go. I'm able to share screen. Okay. And I want to share. Oh, Windows. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I think that's the deal. Okay. Okay, maybe not.
You might have said it already. Who made your original logo?
Oh, thank you. It was either freelancer.com or that was a Fiverr. I can't remember which. Gotcha. I know on my other YouTube channel, I had them do the logo for that as well. I think a different person. I did a contest. I think it was like $50 or something. Yeah. And I did a contest. I said everything I wanted and shared the things I didn't want. And 98% was exactly what I didn't want.
Like, I was thinking about it as you were talking earlier. I think I would change my advice, and I don't even know if I would do Fiverr again because AI art wasn't even a thing when I first was starting. And the amount of stuff in the last 6 months that you can punch into like a Canva or any of these AI art creators, it's insane. I mean, you can come up with 3,000 ideas for free or, a small monthly subscription cost for whatever that program is. And you could just play around until you find something that you really like, rock and roll with it. But yeah, I mean, if you just absolutely don't want to do anything, hire a freelancer, a Fiverr, or something along those lines. Good move. But the amount of tools that are at your fingertips today in 2024 that weren't, and it's insane to say because I only started the business in 2022, 21, whatever. Yeah, 21. It's crazy to think that like a couple of years into the future is like, man, so much is different. What a world to live in.
It's speeding up in how fast that things are getting better. The potential is just the floor is rising so significantly. That is,
well, you'll be able to make AI video content real soon. I mean, you could now, but it's just a lot more expensive than.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the ability to make an entire roll-off dumpster commercial without having to spend any money, buy any equipment, hire any actors, like that is very realistically possible. And then, where it's at today might be a little more difficult to fine-tune it to your business. But I guarantee you 5 years from now, probably not even that, you'll be able to upload the image of your colored dumpster with your logo, with where your lettering is, and you'll be able to put all that stuff into a prompt, and it'll roll off your dumpster in front of the White House, right on the lawn. It's like whatever you want it to, because they can make some incredible stuff now. The hard part is getting like people's fingers and like weird,
the weird stuff.
But
I bet
mega
wheels and
not too bad.
Yeah, I've done a little bit with the AI a couple months back, at least the most recent, and I can tell in the last probably less than 6 months I've even been messing with it. It's gotten a little bit better and better as I've been able to prompt it, and like, this is a roll off dumpster. For a while, it was showing like the, what are they called, like the 5 or 10 yard
the
cans,
front loader dumpsters.
Front loader dumpsters for those, and some other various looking weird things. I'm like, okay, that's a box that has weird wheels on it. Like,
a lot of times there's like weird dimensions on how stuff layers, and there's no doubt about it. But most of the programs that I have played with are still either like the mass produced low end of side of things. It's like if you were using what they're using in Hollywood right now to make movies, it's like, I guarantee you that program is much more refined and does things a whole lot better. So give it a couple years when that program's at a $7.95 consumer grade monthly subscription price. That'll be pretty interesting.
I think I may or may not. I don't know. I don't know if I can get the old one. People have probably seen the logo in the videos. I think I have it.
Do you have it on your Facebook page?
Oh yeah, it should be.
Yeah, say,
but it's not letting me share screen, share window. I've got it pulled up in a window, and it won't let me share it.
I mean, you could download it as a PDF and then share it from there. Like, upload it, save it off. Although you don't have to. I'm just throwing it out there.
Let's see if I remember my Canva login.
You need Canva to do a PDF?
You tell me.
Well, I'm on a MacBook Pro, so I couldn't tell you what your laptop does or doesn't.
Here we go. Export as PDF. I've never messed with with that. So
yeah, mine I can just open the file up and do a save or an export as
use as PDF. Boom. Beautiful. Cool. Okay, so we should be good to go then. Should be in downloads, I'm assuming. Yep. Would you look at that? All right. Processing. Okay. That's right. You said that it was going to be on its side earlier.
Yeah. they can imagine. I'm sure
you guys can break your neck and check it out. But that was the logo, what it has been this entire time. So it needs to be that way. I am going to try to fix that. You can see a little bit better. There we go.
Is that actually a big text dump trailer?
It is not. It is. I don't think so. The person came up with that. They blurred out and made it weirdly shiny, blurred out ish somehow. Gotcha. And that has been my logo this entire time. 2-foot walls, as you can see. Obviously, the customer doesn't have a clue, doesn't know, doesn't whatever. They see a trailer that it is dumping, and it is what it is for that. But is this going to let me do it? Come on, dude. Okay, well, that is the old one.
Everyone
the little
do one of these.
the little screws in the little plate, in the behind the helper dumpster rentals.
I like the screws. Solid.
It looked like hard hardworking,
I want
hardware type of stuff.
I want that sign in my shop.
So, that's what it was. It made sense with the trailers, and then eventually, as time has gone on, it has made less and less sense going into the actual roll-offs. That's not my brand going forward, and ultimately, I mean, I don't. In itself, it could be nicer in different ways, but didn't fit me.
Sure.
And so here is for what everybody's waiting for.
Wait, hold on. Are we gonna
are
we doing the new one right now?
We are doing the new one right now.
Boom.
That is the new logo.
Helper Dumpster Rentals.
What I'm planning on doing, so the little H at the bottom, I'm going to put that like on the back of a hat or on the back of the shirt or different things like that. But for me, I did want to have an actual roll-off can in the image. But the most important thing for me was the hand. The helper hand. There's different things I can play off of that. But to me, the biggest thing was when I do communicate with customers on the phone, talk to them in person, all of those things, I am actively trying to present myself as I am in your project. I'm working for you. We're conducting business, but like I'm invested in seeing you win. And so being able to further convey that in the actual logo, being able to, it would be cool if I could lift up a roll-off can or something. It'd have to be a little smaller, but
yeah. So where's your 3D printer, dog? I'm sure you got one of them laying around.
Is it something like that? I really wanted that hand being the kind of focal point of that. The Helper Dumpster Rentals, I do like that. In the middle there, I may or may not include that H, that bottom part, when it's convenient. What is that? A half yard? half a cubic.
It's a coffee can with the half of it cut off. Oh,
yeah. little action there, but this to me is the starting point of something that I am actually excited about. It's been such a journey of not being happy with where I'm at and not knowing where I want to go and being stuck there. And I'm not going to just come up with some other crazy logo and still not be happy with it and spend money and dump into it just to still not have any feeling toward it at all.
Sure.
So this was a long time coming. And I think this is very basic still. But it's the framework that I want to go with forward into building something down the road even more. So
basic is not a problem though. And actually, there's a lot of different categories you could take this in, not even just a logo, but if you learn to speak to people at roughly a 5th grade level, you're able to convey your message to the most amount of people, right? So there's actually a lot of science that says 5th grade is the level that you kind of want to set your focus on for broad conversation. Obviously, if you're speaking to your very intelligent, philosophical friend, you might engage in some, deeper conversation. But when it comes to the way you brand and talk to the masses, you want it to be right about a 5th grade level. You want it to be simplistic, easily understandable. You want to not use big, sophisticated words. It's like all of that is very beneficial for brand recognition, because if stuff's too complicated, people they're going to tune right out. So I don't think it's a problem to be simple, although it is always nice to gain a little bit of refinement in the way you do things.
Yeah, the element of having the hand and that dumpster there, I obviously I want to have the name a part of it.
Sure.
But to be able to have that hand with the dumpster in different ways through different packaging and things being handed out, similar to the raccoon. I really do like your idea and how that came together for you. I think there's maybe less things obviously I can do. My hand doesn't have a face. That'd be a little weird. But you know,
put two people in the dumpster, one scratching the other's back.
The hands are glowing or something.
Yeah, there you go.
But just the brand that I want to have to be known for, of the helping hand, the guy who's just here to help. Like, helper is the primary focus. Obviously, the biggest part, dead in the middle and the largest word. The kind of kicking the idea around of having different things just being known as helper. There's a company local to me. Their name is Trash Cans, and cans with a K, so a little bit different. They do everything. They have multiple trucks. They have their own transfer station. They have blown up. They got bought out by a mega company up in Chicago. But part of their branding, which I really think is great, people call them TK, and I hear people talking about them in various ways, whether they're coming to me as a customer after using them or different things, calling them TK. And just it's interesting. I don't know if they wanted to have that kind of that mental note in people's minds of TK. They just know that's who it is.
Sure.
But I've thought the word helper for me, I would like, call helper. There's nobody else with the word helper in Google My Business, anywhere else that I even know of. And so we are what we say we are, who we are. So for me, connecting those dots, having that hand there, we do want to lend a helping hand. We do want to serve you. We are invested in your project. And for all those things, and someday I'd like to be able to word that better, and it should really flow as I continue my journey of just talking with customers and things. But I'm really excited for the future with this kind of a foundation. It definitely is simple. I definitely wanted simple as far as t-shirts and hats and different things going on. Not too busy. I've definitely seen, after going to some dumpster events and seeing people online and stuff, there's some logos out there that are just so busy. It's like it's a shotgun blast.
Sure.
And you're just like, wait, who are you? What? There's like 6 colors going on here, and I can't read the words. And I wanted it to, at the very least, start off with a simple, basic setup. And this is where we're at. So I'm definitely not. I'm not saying that it has to change in the future, but I'm excited that now that I have something that I do like, I do have the option to build on something like this, in the way you did, as things kind of progress. And,
yeah, I think to dive into one logo and think it's going to last an eternity is honestly probably a foolish way to look at it, because even the most iconic brands do refreshes over time, like McDonald's is always going to have the arches, but there's a lot of little renditions of little things that they've tweaked, and the layout of all their different fast food restaurants and all that. It's good to have the foundation, and then it's good to build on that over time. And especially with the way style and trends kind of come and go, it's like it's good to always be trying to evolve the brand. So another thing, actually, throw your logo back up. One thing I was going to mention is what I've kind of moved away from on all of my materials. It's very beneficial to have helper dumpster rentals when it comes to online SEO and stuff like that. But when it comes to logos and branding, I've actually taken rentals out of everything that I do. So my website was maxcodumpsterrentals.com. It's like all the little things were Maxco Dumpster Rentals in the logo, but now I'm just Maxco Dumpsters, right? So one thing that it does is kind of makes dumpsters bigger and equal to like helper in this case. And rentals is almost an unnecessary word when you really think about it, because if someone's looking at helper dumpsters, there's a 99% chance that they're going to either dive deeper into the conversation to figure out what you do or understand you're a dumpster rental company right off of the bat. They might not know your size. They might not know if you're a roll off or a front load or whatever. But at the same time, just putting the word rentals in it doesn't necessarily do that. So I think there is a little bit of power to simplifying and just doing helper dumpsters, or just looking at it and seeing after you get a comparison what you like. But I think there's a little bit more boldness to the brand.
Thibodeau, very good point about SEO. I think that was an A. That is the exact reason we went with Thibodeau Services. Gotcha. Oh, and he's got his logo right there. Awesome. Yeah. There you go. Got the dumpster in the up above.
He's got a mine of gold sitting in the dumpster. It's just not the color. It's all black and white.
Let's go. We did have some earlier. We do want to get to comments and stuff. We had Mr. Trash. What is going on, sir? We got Stiggs in here.
What's up, Stiggs?
Kind of in the same boat. Pretty busy June, then pretty slow 4th of July week this week. I got you. Earlier, 2 of my favorite gentlemen. Hope you guys are well. Can't wait to see your logo, Daniel. Appreciate it, man. We're here. We're in the new logo era. Love that logo. I think that was for your logo earlier. And
you got a pretty cool one yourself, my friend.
Well,
I'm talking you too, Dan, but I meant on
call. Yeah, on call. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Awesome. There we go. Oh, that's shingles. Okay. I got you.
Oh, it is
an overloaded 15 or something. Oh man. But yeah.
I'm still saying it's a dumpster full of gold. You'll never convince me otherwise.
all that dump fee action there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're caught up on the comments here. We're just a little shy of those 1,000 concurrent viewers.
We're only a few away. Invite a friend, guys.
So close, but so far away. Man, thank you for being on here. We can keep chit chatting a little bit if we want, but this for me of just having absolute something to have something, and I think there's probably more than a few people out there who maybe they have a logo and they maybe they got a logo from one of the guys in the Facebook groups saying, "I'll make a logo for you," blah blah blah.
Inbox me your name,
and yeah, that kind of fun stuff. And they don't really maybe even think about it. Should I change it? Should I not? Does it even fit their brand? Does it fit where they want to go in the future? Are they even thinking about the future of their brand, of that logo, what that would really look like going forward? And I think we do need to have the conversation.
I think that there's two traps people often get into. One is either they're hyper successful without the branding, so they think they don't need the branding because right now it's rocking and rolling. And then I think there's the other one that's like, oh well, it's just a dumpster. I'm just gonna put it on the side of the road and people are gonna call me because I'm doing another service. And really at the end of the day, it's fine if you're not going to do the brand. You're just going to make your money. And, when it dries up, it dries up. But that brand recognition is going to be so powerful, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, that it's crazy to not focus on getting the brand well established as early as humanly possible. Because, eventually things can go sideways. And if you're not, recognizable 5 years into it, it's very easy to be taken away from you, all on the same note that it was very rewarding to you up front.
I know for myself, the being very transparent, my logo, I would give away business cards. I had it on the on my door hangers and stuff I've handed out. However, the main focus that I've had is the actual service, is the actual, those customers that I do have now repeating 3 years, close, some of them 4 years straight in a row, multiple dumpsters per year, having that reputation, being, what is a brand, what does that actually mean? Obviously a picture can represent that, but what they know about you, what you stand for, and ultimately what's the tone of the company. And I feel like for the customers that I have had, I have built that relationship. I have built that this guy, if I can boil down what Helper Dumpster Rentals is he was a help to me in my project. And for that connection to be made, and it's solidified with more and more people. I've been looking into my in some of the metrics for repeat customers, being able to track that for the reference. And yes, people coming from Google, people coming from Facebook, Facebook ads, different things, but seeing the repeat customers come back at year after year now, 2 or 3 years, maybe, not 10 or 20, but seeing that process kind of unfold. I think I've solidified that even without, not intentionally, but even without having the hat, the shirt, the sticker on the side of the truck, the cans, all of those things, just a guy showing up with a truck with a phone number and being able to take care of them with whatever their situation is. And that's okay. That's nice. But being able to connect more of the dots, being actually presentable to people. This is a business. This is not just me falling out of the truck with a regular Carhartt t-shirt that I have on every single day with no branding, no nothing. And I
just got these done last week.
Bro, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on the back?
No, so the guy that did the slap on the sticker for me, he's the one that did my dyed shirts. And I went in there just to have like
video on that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So I'm gonna order more stuff. And when I was in there, he was like, yeah, I had some like extra cutoff at the bottom of the page. So I just printed your logo on a few things because I knew we had that conversation. So he actually wouldn't even charge me for it. I ended up just dropping $20 on the table. Like, I'm gonna pay you, you're at least gonna get lunch out of me. But he did 5 or 6 shirts. I did have a little bit of an issue. This one stuck great because it doesn't have the strip over the pocket, but the ones that have the strip over the pocket, because it's not a flat strip, there's like a protrusion. They kind of started coming undone a little bit. So we're gonna play around with it. I'll probably, on the ones that do have the full strap, do something in the chest and in the back. But I haven't fully decided yet because I also don't want it to be like weird, It's like sure. Yeah, I want it to like look like I want it to look. Maybe I'll do like shoulders or something along those lines.
Patches on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the center of the chest is just, unless you're doing like a full chest something, it's weird to fit it in this box and have like miss the pocket. I don't know. It's just, I can't think of what design I would want to be on there.
I am so, everything you're talking through and the ideas for that stuff, I have so much built up excitement for actually having shirts, hats, everything. I'm gonna get some underwear printed or something. I don't know, dude. Like I'm so excited for it.
Well, now that he showed me how easy it is for him to do it, all it is basically an iron-on setup. Like it's a really nice press that's at the right temperature. But essentially, if you were to have a vinyl cutter and a friend with that machine, you could go wild and then just show up at the shop and be like, "Hey, put it on there." It's like it. I believe it's the same vinyl that goes on your dumpsters. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a different material type or something along those lines. Okay. But the exact same like front, back, center, 3-layer, like cutouts, That's literally what he used on there.
Thibodeau.
Hey, if you put your dumpster of gold on the front crotch of your tighty whities, your wife might appreciate it. That's all I'm saying.
Jeez. He says it's different. We do vinyl on ours. Okay.
I'm not sure I fully understand what he's saying.
Is it a different type of vinyl? Then I do know, looking on Amazon when I would buy vinyl for the dumpsters, there's exterior or outside vinyl and inside vinyl or something else. I've been trying to get you guys to laugh.
This is a serious live stream, okay? Dan is unveiling the future of his business here. We are a serious group of guys discussing real topics right now. So it's a different material type.
Heat transfer vinyl. Okay,
gotcha. Yeah, so I mean, in theory, but you still cut it with the vinyl cutter. You just order a different sheet of like vinyl material, I'd imagine.
Sheets for that.
So yeah.
One thing he had mentioned earlier. Can I make a suggestion? Change your YouTube name to match. It does amazing things for SEO. So this is something. This is something that I've thought about for a while. I know I think everybody else besides me, I'm pretty sure, has their business name as their YouTube. I've gone back and forth with that of like, am I talking to my target customers or am I talking to other dumpster guys? And I've seriously considered changing it to Helper Dumpster Rentals.
You should do it, Dan. Just do it.
Stop
overthinking it.
I don't think so. I did create an actual Helper Dumpster Rentals YouTube channel. I have nothing on there yet. But that channel,
you are going to be the king of YouTube channels. How are you even going to juggle all these different channels?
I mean, I'm not putting out videos for everything. So
yeah, but you still go live on this channel and live on the other channel every once in a while. And
it's honestly, I do want to, and again, this is just my preference. And I mean, maybe that can change, but I do want my audiences separated from other dumpster guys to my customers. I will be making videos specifically to my customers. That's going to be integrated to every size dumpster that I have. That's going to be on the homepage, other pages, having those YouTube videos directly connected. I'll be sharing that on the Facebook page as well. I do want a front-facing YouTube channel to my direct customers. There probably won't be more than a handful of videos each year going out to that channel. But as far as mixing audiences, I don't know. I'm curious to hear if any other YouTube person, if you've had customers who were not looking into dumpsters to start the business, you've actually been able to get business from that, and there wasn't any confusion or anything like that. If you want to share.
I actually it might be more common than I realize, but I would actually say that I get a crazy amount of business from other dumpster companies. And I would say like more than single digits, somewhere in the double digits, maybe not even high double digits, but like low double. Some percentage of my business is other dumpster businesses that, you know, either don't work in my area or don't have time to get to a job or don't want to drive that last 20 minutes north of their service, like all that stuff. I get a crazy amount of dumpster businesses that reach out to me and book. But what I was going to say, even before we went into that subject, I do fear sometimes that I'm going to say something or do something in a video that could offend a customer.
Yeah.
But I try to always be myself, and I try to always be respectful, which is kind of myself, but I do have a sense of humor and a little bit of a potty mouth on occasion where, you know, those two things might offend someone had they watched a video, or let's say they were the customer that overloaded me and I, referenced it in a video, something like that. But I, in situations where that could happen, I try to go out of my way, because I do edit my own videos. I try to go out of my way to make sure that their face, their address, their, person is never in the video. And if they want to watch a video about me complaining about them and I didn't reference them or put them in any form of the public spotlight and be butthurt about it, they're just not my customer. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, I would love for you to overload my dumpster, and then if you book from me the second time, there's a redemption arc and you do it correctly the second time. But if that doesn't happen, it's, I'd rather have the interaction and the fun on YouTube anyway. So I do think that there's a lot of value in what John said, where you have Maxco Dumpsters YouTube with Maxco Dumpsters, Google My Business with Maxco Dumpsters Facebook page with So when all those things are connected, and YouTube being Google's, they are the same thing at the end of the day. One is just in video form. I do think that there's a lot of power to that. And I've had some weird interactions. Like I think we were on the phone the other day when I got the call from New Jersey. I would be willing to bet that has something to do with the YouTube juices, right? Mm-hmm. Because my audience from a business perspective does reach out kind of nationally at the same time that it is local. So occasionally you just get a couple wires crossed in the background of what someone's searching for. And I think that's one of those cases. So you obviously wouldn't want to pay to have someone in New Jersey click on one of your ads. But yeah, if someone naturally and organically happens to find their way to your business and they're not in your service area, the worst thing you're going to do is have a conversation and, let them know if they're ever down here, you can help them out. But you ain't driving to New Jersey to drop off the dumpster.
That's an incredible travel fee. Sorry about that. I will say I have gotten rentals from my Facebook videos that I've posted on the Facebook page. Actually, and I've done this on my phone and others' phones, in the privacy browser setting or whatever. Like 2 or 3 of my Facebook page videos. I think in the wintertime, I did a dumpster giveaway. I gave it to a guy in need. They were in trouble. There's a video that is on, I think, the bottom of the first page or something like really close. Like, because there's nobody else with a video in my area at all. The actual Facebook page, I have like 2 or 3 of them that were in the results on like the first page. Obviously, they were not at the top, but the Facebook page directly to my customers actually showed up. So I think you're 100% right. I do want to separate the two audiences. And I mean, I'm not afraid of like,
Dan, you're the sweetest man on the planet and you don't say anything offensive about your customers ever. What would you possibly need to separate?
That might change in the future video. We've got some situations going on, but I don't even want forward facing, intentionally showing people, hey, this is your house. Hey, this is obviously the protecting them and
but
information. But
how are you doing your content though is the second step to that. Cause thinking about your videos, I don't feel like you really show many people's houses very often.
I don't. I might be in the driveway, just in front of the garage, possibly, or in the truck, and you might see a house behind me. But keeping things divided, not having to think about it, and ultimately just having, these are the people who I talk to directly facing forward. Here's everybody else.
Sure.
And I'm okay with, I'm probably going to like eventually link the two and direct people here or there, or have it in the description so YouTube can associate those two together and that stuff. I did that with my other channels, and there was surprisingly a crossover. People from RV Transport came over to dumpsters and stuff, but and I've watched. But
I don't know if it actually counts as a backlink, but I always put my business website in my YouTube descriptions as well.
Absolutely.
Because every upload theoretically is adding a backlink to your business. So,
absolutely.
And then if you could get like a theoretical video put together that really maps your area well, and then you start doing that stuff, now you're also mapping in some of your map integration via your YouTube channel into your business. So the other thing that I will say, and this is not really, this is more of a benefit to you, not necessarily the business, but it is the business at the same time. You also, while establishing the YouTube brand around your business more wholly, you attract more people from a sponsorship and advertising standpoint that'll want to deal with you, which I guess I could also go the other direction and say you have like Justin, Life's Apprentice. His channel is not named after his business.
That's true.
And he's working his way up that ladder. So I guess that's not totally true, but I do feel like the whole encompassing brand does benefit your business, even kind of in the periphery where it's not like the forward facing stuff. It's the stuff off to the side.
True.
So yeah, but I from an SEO standpoint, I do think it's kind of funny because you mentioned that Facebook video. I did I can't even remember what the service was, but it was like they do a bunch of little clip videos, like 5-second, 10-second things, and you can kind of put captions and text into them, and generate like a little BS commercial. I did one like a few months into the business. When I Google Maxco dumpsters, it's in that top like 5 or 10 of the results that pop up on Google, which is hilarious because it was like a little nothing video that got put there, right at the start, has my old logos, has, like no relevant information, but it's in that first page of Google every single time I look up my business, which is kind of funny.
So here's something interesting. I just typed in dumpster rentals near me. Scrolled down a little bit, and I don't even know if he's making videos anymore. But Lake Champlain Sanitation.
Sure. Yeah, he did one.
How to rent a dumpster
a few months ago, but I haven't seen another one pop up since then.
Okay. For that to pop up, that was a year ago video, 18,000 views. For him to make that video, and it's showing up here, dumpster rentals near me. I don't know if that's across the nation or that is the how to rent a dumpster, but that video title, if all of us were to make a YouTube channel, any video, some sort, some way, somehow on your Facebook page or something, tell your customer what's the process of renting a dumpster? What does that look like? You could be, you could be showing up across the country, but you could be showing up in your area, just killing it. Because all the bigger companies are not going to be making these videos, being vulnerable, and unless they're going to pay $1 million for some crazy advertisement video, being able to piece that together.
That's funny.
Which in my area, they're not.
You see it
up there too? Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
If we were to do that, at the very least, if every dumpster company out there did that, the chances of our video being at least in our area, let alone across the stinking map. Where is he out of?
Upstate New York. Yeah, he actually might not be too far from John.
That's pretty incredible. I'm at least 700 miles away from New York area, so
I'm probably even farther.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would just say my experience, and then somebody told me about it, and this is why I even found out about it. But in RV transport, I was one of me and another guy. Basically, we were the sort of second wave of pioneers of putting out videos. There's only a few people before us. During COVID, during all of those things happening, our two channels skyrocketed for that small of a niche, for that industry in just simple RV transport. if you were to type in RV transport now, I don't know what it would be now. There's a lot more channels and there's a whole lot more videos now. But at that time, when I was in the thick of it, because there was no other videos, I had maybe between 5 or 7 out of the top 10 videos that would pull up for a Google search. I was there because there was no other results. Sure. And so if that's the same case for people wherever, the people who are at where they're watching from, if we were to put out a video, not just us doing YouTube stuff, but there may be real estate that literally is untouched, and it's yours to grab if you want, potentially on the search. Yep.
The one that John just put in there. On a serious note, I have a video on my channel showing customers how to book online. Great move. I haven't done it. I've actually written scripts for it. I'm gonna end up redoing them now because I've changed my pricing model since I wrote the script. But that is a huge benefit, and it would explain so much to the timid customer. And if you can make it a nice, short, sweet to the point, and you could send it to people, and it would just be fantastic. I just want to get that. That's one video. I don't want to just, hey, phone, it's I want that to be well done. I want to put the dumpster in a good looking area. I want to have, traffic shut down, and, they're not picking up trash in between takes, at the 5-yard dumpster on the corner. I want just a smooth operation and a nicely produced video. But yeah, it's one of those things that if you don't do it in winter, you just good luck, because finding extra time to do all that is tough. I still got to do a bunch of maintenance stuff on my axles, which now it's hot and I don't want to do it. So I might just pay someone to do it, but it is what it is.
I got you.
Let's wrap it up, Dan.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm past my bedtime.
Yeah. It's about 10 o'clock.
By a long shot.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Joe, for being here.
Sure.
Talking through this logo stuff. I think for some people, it might be an untapped area in their business that they need to reconsider where they're at. If they're doing too much, not enough. I'm grateful. I'm finally where we can start with. So,
yes,
guys,
appreciate you having me, Dan.
Yes, sir. Guys, have a good one. Be safe, and we'll catch you next time. God bless. See you.
Have a good night.